We're alive now. But yeah, we're gonna continue the topic that we were talking about. You see in the you see at the back end, we're probably gonna dabble a bit in when it comes to the recap of the big Premier League games, the ones that interest us, and yeah, we're gonna talk about Victor Osimhen. So, what's your thoughts on the Victor Osimhen situation? Chelsea interested in him and a Saudi club interested in him. What option do you think Osimhen is going to take? And what option should he take based on what he wants? Because at the end of the day, it's all about being happy and trying to get the best deal that you want.
Yeah. Well, the only way to answer it is like it's a kind of a two-way to answer it. Um, Realistically, to me, I think the Saudi deal is the best deal in terms of what he wants. He talks about the money. He doesn't want to take a pay cut. The Saudi deal offers that. You can actually have more leverage on the Saudi deal because you could put in, the release clause in there, which I think they'll yield to. Um, with that said, if you are who you say you are, there's no other suitors out there. You go to the Saudi league, you ball out for a season or two, put up massive goals in there. If you're really the goal scorer they claim you to be, there's no way, no how a team in Europe won't be knocking on your door within a season and a half. I mean, it's gonna happen. But like, if you're killing like that, and on top of that, the good thing about it, you're getting paid buku bucks. You're getting paid big money to do that, and then you'll be able to go to whatever team in Europe comes knocking your way. Now, if you hold out for the money and you say like, hey, you're more important, you're more interested in playing competitive football, top in Europe, if you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, one, you've missed out on money. Two, you're trying to make that money, so you're fighting every game to meet up this metric of whatever metric you're putting on there, so you can have much more leverage in the next round of negotiations if that presents itself. Because depending, you may get locked up in that death row deal
Yeah,
if you
if
go.
you sign a that's the worst thing because if you sign a 7 year contract, what's gonna
Yeah, if
happen
you
is
go to Chelsea
they
and
can
signing that
Chelsea
death
can.
row deal,
You
then
know
you're
what?
done.
A 7 year contract. Yes, you got a longer guarantee, but the problem is you haven't got leverage for an extension. But I did hear a lot of Chelsea's contracts are incentive oriented, and the thing about incentive oriented, and this is what people need to keep in mind. You don't really know because some incentives are easier to achieve than others. Uh, but
Yeah,
but the problem that Osimhen has, and this is the biggest issue that Osimhen has, the biggest issue that Osimhen has is is he made it about money, but he wants the best of both worlds, but you don't have the option to have the best of both worlds. You
that is
want
true.
you want money. You basically said, I will take what I'm already on, but I want to play in it competitively because that's what it looks like. That's why it's taking so long for him to make a decision because the Saudi deal has been accepted. The Saudi deal has been accepted. So
Facts.
since the Saudi deal has been accepted and they've agreed a fee, what that tells me is he wants to go to Chelsea because once the club has agreed a fee, if Osimhen says okay, I'm cool with this move, the move gets done pretty relatively quickly. But what Osimhen is doing is he's holding out for to see if Chelsea. Let me figure I can fix my light. He's holding out to see if Chelsea can improve the offer, or holding out to see. Okay, switch on the light out over there. This one went out. I gotta charge this. He's holding out to see if Chelsea can improve the offer, and he's holding out to see if a new club can come in. No new club is coming in. That I'm gonna tell you that right now for free, Osman. No one's coming in for
Mm-hmm.
you. This is like come on, man. Most teams typically love to do their business early, and when you know most teams love to do their business early, a deal for you, if they were gonna spend that much money on you, they would have done that already. Like there's like
Facts.
4 days left, and your release clause is like 100 mil or something, or even they say they'll take less. The only other team
Facts.
that could be a play in this is Arsenal. And let me tell you why. Arsenal sold Eddie Nketiah to Crystal Palace. Eddie Nketiah was seen as like the third option striker. And obviously, they got Gabriel Jesus, who's been kind of injury riddled. What if they sold Eddie Nketiah to get Osimhen in? And based on what I'm seeing is they're saying Osimhen prefers a move to an Arsenal than a Chelsea. And for obvious reasons, stability. Arsenal are a more stable club. They're better than Chelsea at this current moment in time. So logically speaking, Arsenal is the better move if you want to play at the highest level and win trophies. Chelsea, you don't really know what's going on. One minute they're signing players, the next minute they're selling that same player the next window. But the Zazie getting sold apparently. Sterling's getting a swap deal for Jadon Sancho, which to me makes no sense because Chelsea got. Let me tell you the people that can play in the wing for Chelsea: Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, Nkunku. Who else is there? Mudryk, Madueke. I've named 5 players, and you want to add Jadon Sancho. This is just wingers. This ain't centre forward. This is just wingers, and people are trying to compare it to Liverpool, but Liverpool's one's different because they got 2 players for every position. You got 5 players that play on the wing. They can't play down the middle. They can only play on the wing. So when you factor that in count, your team is more congested because you got players that can only play specific position. You haven't got versatile forwards that can play across the whole line and do a good job.
Yeah.
So that scenario is kind of different. So them trying to get Jadon Sancho, to me, it makes no sense. You're selling Raheem Sterling. You're trying to swap Raheem Sterling for Jadon Sancho. That's a weird deal. But overall, as far as Osimhen is concerned, Arsenal's is a team has more stability, but it depends. Can Arsenal do Arsenal have are they in FFP good use to fund for that deal? That's the question.
I'm hearing chatter on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, that Osimhen should be a 200 million euro type of player. That's the craziness. That's how diluted.
£150.
No, basically they're saying like about
that's like
3.8.
You said
3.8 million a week.
Yeah,
3.8 million euros a week.
Oh, you talking about the Saudi deal?
No, yeah, any deal. That's some fans of Osimhen are saying that he should be a 200 million euro player.
Based on what?
So you're telling me paying wages? I said, dude, you guys are sick. Do they even know what this is? I'm just bringing that up to show how deluded a lot of Osimhen fans are. Like they're not even putting things in a proper perspective of the player that they're fanboying over, which I feel like is causing him to not think in reality of where he is in the world of strikers. Because you can name 5 strikers better than Victor Osimhen at this current moment.
But the only reason why Osimhen's value is this much is because we're in the worst era of strikers. That's really it. Your value is what it is because out of the pool of trash strikers, you are one of the best. Like when a position is starving, and you're one of the better people in that starving position, your value goes up because you're a unicorn, you're a rarity. You're not as common in terms of your ability. But overall, if I'm looking at it from an objective standpoint, like you're not worth that. Like what does that say for people like a Didier Drogba if they're in this era? They can't be competitive because they're way better than you. What does that say to a Thierry Henry? All people are saying these players will go 200 million, but in comparison, they shouldn't be. They should be more. Osimhen is a decent striker, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we're in the era of the mid 2000s or early 2000s,
can we say Osimhen is even better than Robert Lewandowski?
No.
This current
no.
Lewandowski
got 3 goals in 3 games and 1 assist. He having a good season so far.
That's why I said I can't. That's why I can't say what's his name? Osimhen is that high up there because
Lewandowski fundamentally is better than Lewandowski fundamentally better than Osimhen. The only difference with Lewandowski is just old. He's just old.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's just deteriorating.
You're talking about a 35-year-old striker is still eye test noticeably better than you, and you're telling me that you should be one of the top strikers in the world? Get out of here, dog.
That's when I say he's a and this may be a hot take. When I say he's like a Darwin Núñez type of player. Number one, the issue is with Osimhen. Osimhen don't generate as many chances. Actually, no, he generates a lot of chances. His ball striking isn't as good. Technically, on the ball, he may look a little bit better. Athletically, he's nowhere near. Núñez athletically is way better than him. More sharper, faster, stronger, taller. Like he's got all the physical advantages.
Yeah.
Okay, but overall, when you look at it, yeah, from this standpoint. Osimhen got to make a decision quick because you are wasting your time. The options is there clear as day. Only two teams want you unless there's a third team coming in that is significantly better, that have told you or told your agent to say, yo, wait a minute, we got to sell this player and we're gonna come after you. That's the only way that it can make sense. And that's why I think Arsenal comes into play. I think Arsenal are gonna try and sign another striker. And if Arsenal, I'm gonna say this may be a hot take. I'm gonna have to clip this. If Arsenal somehow get Darwin Núñez, they win the league. They win the league, and that's because I think Darwin Núñez is gonna get 20 goals this season, and I think in the Arsenal team, if he gets 20 goals and Saka can get you 16, and you can get Trossard to get you 12, that's enough for them to win the league.
That's a hot take.
That's a very big hot take. I think they can win the league because you go look at. Do you know why Arsenal? Do you know why Man City won the league? Because Arsenal and Liverpool gave them the league. Man City, the last two league titles. Arsenal, do you know Arsenal were top of the league for over 200 days? Not last season, the season before last season. If you're on top of the league for over 200 days, and Man City for the whole entire season were on top of the league for 13 days, and that's the time that they won the league, that is Arsenal's fault. That is not Man City's fault. You had the whole title in your hand and you threw it away. You were on top of the league for 90% of the season and you bottled it. City were only on top of that league that season for 13 days. If you can get someone of the quality of Darwin Núñez and you get Arteta to improve him, do the whole Arteta magic that everyone says that he did with Kai Havertz with Núñez, then then they win the league. It's simple. They win the league. Especially if you can get what he does for Uruguay, the production that he gets for Uruguay overall.
Yeah.
They win the league. They win the league. The reason why he looks better for Uruguay because he looks more settled. He looks more calmer. I saw him like Cruyff turn past like 3 players in the Copa America. I saw him do a weak foot volley into the bottom corner. I saw him make you money. So
that's not bad. But to me, in the Prem, so far the best defense that I've seen in the Prem so far is Liverpool. Shockingly enough,
I think it's the new manager's tactics because our goalkeeper.
They got the best defense.
Yep. Do you know our manager, Allison? Should I say? No, our manager, Allison. He has had to save 4 shots across 2 games. That is a low amount of shots. That means he's saving 2 shots a game. That's very low. Last season he had to save like 8 shots a game. And I feel like this coach here, what he's trying to embed into Liverpool is having a more controlled tempo, have more control of the game. Klopp's system was more hectic, and it was more hectic because we didn't have a DM. And Klopp's system takes up a lot of energy. You need to be an athlete to play for a Klopp team. That's why Klopp loves road runners. Klopp is obsessed with people with high motor. He tries to litter the whole pitch with high motor players. He loves players with engine. Jordan Henderson was not technically gifted, but what Jordan Henderson had, he had an engine, a very, very good engine. Dude, they used to call our midfield Brexit midfield because our midfield was just full of energetic. Our midfield was just athletes. Gini Wijnaldum, athlete. Jordan Henderson, athlete. James Milner is one of the fittest 38. James Milner was like 38, and he was winning the fitness test year after year at Liverpool for like 8 from 30 years old to even now. He's still one of the most fittest people because he's a constant professional. He's fitter than all the young players because of how he takes care of his body. Klopp was obsessed with athletes. That's why he bought Szoboszlai, who has an engine. That's why he wanted to buy Núñez because he loves these high energetic work rate players. That's why he likes Diaz. That's why he don't really like Gakpo that much. He likes Gakpo, but he don't like Gakpo to the surface because Gakpo is like lackadaisical. He doesn't use his physical gifts as much.
Yeah, and I think that just the system of how they they grow up in the Netherlands. They focus more on the technical aspect of the game and not really utilizing like, hey, you have athletic ability, play to it.
Exactly. That's why if Brian Gravenberch uses physicality, man, I'm seeing the Dutch Pogba. I'm seeing the Dutch Pogba already. You're playing. From a DM position, which a position you're not familiar with. he has had the most forward pass. He's had the most forward passes into the box, successful passes into the box, than any other player in the Premier League this season so far. More than De Bruyne, more than all these other creative players in the Premier League, and he's playing, and that's because Ryan Gravenberch is very press resistant, very strong, good on the ball, great ball carrier, can lift the ball forward and push the ball forward. A lot of that stuff comes into good usage, and that's why I rate Ryan Gravenberch very highly. I just need him to understand that you are 6'4". You are a 6'4" dude. You are
play like it.
You are a 6'4" dude. You are same with Gakpo is 6'4". Gakpo is 6'4".
Wait, Cody Gakpo is 6'4".
What you say?
Cody Gakpo is 6'4".
Yeah, these Dutch players are big, bro. Gakpo is 6'4". Gakpo is tall as hell, and he's garbage.
6'4". What the heck?
He's garbage ahead of the ball. How are you garbage ahead of the ball? That's like being 7 feet and you're shit at rebounding. Like you can't. Like, Gakpo's a big dude, man.
Dude, at 6'4", man, this guy should be killing it in the Premier League scoring. What the heck is going on with this guy?
I'm telling you, it's that Dutch mentality of being over glazing the technical aspect, not the physical aspect. You got both. It's weird because Dutch people, Dutch as a nation, Dutch people, they're one of the tallest nations in the world.
The tallest in the world.
Yeah, the tallest in the world. But in football, they don't use it. That's what's crazy. In football, they don't use it. The only person I see that uses it are like the defenders. But defenders have to. But
Van Dijk
don't use it. Yeah, he used it. I remember he pushed Sterling. Sterling did like a front flip on the ground.
Man,
but yeah, overall, what was I say? Overall, if Arsenal could get like a Nunes or someone like that, then that will be big in my opinion, and I reckon that'll push them to a title. Because I think as a striker, Nunes is as a striker in terms of getting goals. I think he's going to get more goals than Kai Havertz. He's going to get more goals than Gabriel Jesus.
Easy.
And with Saka getting at least 16, and you can get Trossard to get you 12, that's going to be enough to push them over the edge because their defense is already the best, one of the best in the league. They got good, and in all sports, here. You can use basketball, boxing. If you got a top 3 defense, you can win. You can win it all. Top 3 defense, you can win it all. That's all. That's all you need. Top 3 defense, you can win it all. At least top 5. If your defense sucks, you're not winning nothing. But Arsenal got like at least a top 3, top 2 defense in the league. So when I put all of that into account, if you can get someone that can get you at least 16 to 17 goals as a center forward for them, they can win it all. And that's the one thing I can say. And
so then in that case,
are you done with the Osimhen section, or you want to segue to something else?
Man, I'm done with Osimhen because he's done wasting my time. I'm done with him.
Okay.
He may go this whole year not playing until December.
I think he's gonna sign somewhere. I just don't know why. I don't know why he's gonna sign somewhere, and you're gonna sit to. If it's not one either Chelsea or Saudi, if it's like an Arsenal, then fair play because Arsenal probably told you to wait. If it's one of those two, you wasted your time because there's no difficult decision. The answer is straightforward. It's do you want money or do you want to play in the most competitive league?
But before we leave that, if you were in this situation, what would you choose, money or the competitive league?
I'll choose money. Chelsea are not a good enough team for me to waste my time with. Chelsea are not a good enough team. You think I'm going to the Prem for maybe less amount of money to suffer at Chelsea and not compete? What's the point? I might as well just get the money. No,
so if it's Arsenal then?
If it's Arsenal, I'll go to Arsenal. I'll go to Arsenal. I'm a Nigerian. My dream is to play in the Prem. Playing for the same team as Kanu, yeah, why not? Arsenal probably give me 200k or 300k a week. That's a good amount of money. That's a pay rise. And if I'm on,
how much is he on that?
Let me see. I think it's, let me see. Osimhen salary. Hold up. Let me see. Weekly.
200k a week is it's not that much of an increase from what
Let
he's
me
making.
see. Osimhen. He's on 180.
Yeah, that's not that big of a pay
He's on
increase.
180. At Arsenal, nah, he would be taking a pay cut at Chelsea. He will not be getting this much at Chelsea. I could tell you that for a fact. The reason being is Chelsea are trying to slash they're trying to slash their wage books. They're trying to pay players less, and then try and put heavy incentives. There's no guarantee. Chelsea are taking away the guarantees. They're making the guarantees lower. That's why they're trying to get rid of Sterling, because Sterling's on 350,000 a week. They want
Did
that
you
much.
say 180 euros or 180
£180.
or 180 pounds?
£180. It's basically 179, but like I just rounded it up. It's like 179.80.
Okay, yeah.
I rounded it up to 180.
Okay, makes sense. Because I was looking at
He's basically earning 11 million euros
euros.
a year. He's earning 11 million euros a year. So he basically
Currently at
puts
Napoli,
himself
huh?
in a bracket where he can get that. Chelsea are not going to give him that much money, and I don't think they'll give him the same. If they give him that money, they basically they'll litter it with incentives, so that he would have to work to get that money. It won't be a guarantee.
Wait, this site I have over here shows that he's at 209, or let's just call it 210 pounds weekly.
No, I'm guessing that's the euro sign. I'm looking at the one I'm looking. You're probably looking at the one. Look, that's euros.
No, no, no. I'm looking at pounds.
Okay,
At
okay.
capology.com. I
Okay, let's
switched
say
to pounds.
let's say he's on. Okay, if he's on that, he's on about 12 million a year, 13 around there. But let's say he's getting that. Yeah, Chelsea are not gonna give you more,
Hmm.
bro. They're not even gonna match it. They're gonna try and get you to get less, and sign a long contract, and try and make you get that money through incentives. Meaning that
That's true.
they're gonna be like, yo, if you score 30 goals, you get this amount. If you score 25, they're gonna do it like that. And Osimhen don't want that. He wants that guarantee. And if you want that guarantee, I'm telling you, sign for Arsenal. Arsenal will give you 300k a week. You're staying. You're gonna get that's a wage increase, and you're gonna play. If I say if Arsenal want him, and you're gonna be in London. Nigerians love London. The reason why he's willing to
Unfortunately,
go to
yeah.
Saudi is the lifestyle. The
Uh,
lifestyle's old. If Saudi had like a lifestyle of like a Western country, everyone would be there.
hey, but you know what? If this was the NBA, somebody like Victor Osimhen in such a weak position like that, he can easily command 400 pounds weekly. If this was the NBA
Because
in such a weak
NBA pays their
situation.
athletes better.
Oh yeah, yeah. NBA, I'm just saying, like, if it was the NBA, he could easily command 400. This wouldn't even be a discussion. It'd be like they would have paid him.
Napoli would have given him an extension right now, and he would still be there. He would be pissed. He's pissed off. Will go away because the money will go bigger.
Yeah,
But now
yeah,
Napoli have already replaced him. They pretty much signed Lukaku.
yeah. Lukaku's on his way out there.
Yeah, he's going out there. They call him Lukaku the horror of Serie A, because he's been at almost every big Serie A giant. Inter Milan.
Juventus.
No, he wanted to go to Juventus. That's why Inter Milan fans hate him, because that's definitely their
Mm.
rival. He was willing to go there. He's been to Inter Milan. He's been to what other team he's been to? He's been to Roma, and now he's going Napoli.
That guy's no good, man.
Yeah, he had so much
That
money.
guy is just
He had so
another
much
person
money.
who's benefiting off of a weak position.
No, but I do find it funny. Saudi tried to give him European money. They lowballed the crap out. They didn't respect this dude. They tried to give him European money.
Dude, Saudi's going off of like players'
They
fan
looked
base
at the players
recognition.
like,
That's
yo, man, this guy ain't worth nothing. Let's just give him regular money.
nah,
They
man.
saw that World
They're
Cup
low
performance.
ball.
They saw that World Cup performance. They saw him in the Champions League final blocking the ball on the line for his team to score against City in that final. They saw
Hey,
him missing the chances.
low key though, I
They
feel like
saw him with Megan Thee Stallion and said, "Nah, we ain't bringing this guy here for extra money."
low key they see like the players in their fan base approach, and then that's how they're judging which players they're gonna give money to.
Hmm The only
How much
person
fans?
that can go to Saudi at any time as they please It's Salah because will be the best marketing. It'll be he's the Salah's the face of Arab football.
Basically, yeah.
He's a Muslim, all that stuff. Like he can go to Saudi at 38 and they'll still pay him a shit ton of money. So that's why
Yeah.
I think Salah's not in a rush because Salah knows that he can go, the money always going to be there because he's Mohamed
Mm-hmm.
Salah. He's the only person that can do that. Everybody else is basically take it or leave it.
Yep.
Unless you're like a
Yep.
Messi or you're like an Mbappe. But
Mbappe, man.
what was I gonna say? Um, Osimhen.
Switching.
Okay, I'm done with Osimhen now. Okay, so let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal so far, and we're gonna talk about Liverpool, the main topic. Arsenal so far, yeah, they are
Yeah.
2 for 2. They won against Aston Villa and they won against Wolves, conceding 0 goals. So,
Yeah.
do you think Arsenal can win the league? Like, how are you feeling about Arsenal? I think they look pretty solid in both.
Arsenal's gonna be Arsenal as we always know. They're not
As
winning
long as the
it,
chat
man.
said, I hope Osimhen will join Chelsea. You sure? Osimhen's your type of guy? No. Okay, if you're a Chelsea fan and you're in the chat, let me know why we would want Osimhen. What does Osimhen do to Chelsea? Does he propel you into top four? Does he propel you into the title
We
race?
don't want him.
The what? Based on this guy's name, I'm guessing he's African. So African people love two players a lot: Osimhen and Saka. No, but yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, so how you feel
Dude,
about Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Yeah, I think they're a striker away. I think
I'm not
if
gonna
they
say
get a
that.
clinical
They
striker,
did, Arsenal's gonna be Arsenal. Right?
if they get a clinical striker, they can win the league. If Liverpool become
We
greedy,
should not.
if Liverpool become greedy and we keep Chiesa, Nunez, all these players, we're gonna get a DM. Do you know what I hate
Mm-hmm.
Zubimendi? I hate Zubimendi. Do you know Zubimendi put on a man of the match performance in the last game? He was a phenomenal.
Speaking of Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
they have Brighton this Saturday,
That's a tough game.
followed up, and then they get that break. They get a long extension break, pretty much, to
Brighton's
me,
a tough game,
before they go on,
especially Welbeck.
before they
Welbeck
go to Tottenham.
is the big game boogeyman.
Yeah. Then you get Tottenham. Then you get Man City. They got a 3 game stretch that I'm like,
Tottenham and
no.
Man City are tricky. I think they'll beat Tottenham away. Is Tottenham home or away?
Let me pull it back up. I believe they will be away.
They're going to the new stadium. I don't know if the new stadium's called White Hart Lane, but if it's away, I reckon they beat Tottenham.
No, Tottenham's gonna be home.
Tottenham are home.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, Tottenham's still gonna lose. They're gonna lose like a 2-1 or 1. It will be like a close tight game. Early games of the season. Solanke needs to step up. You're not at Bournemouth no more. You're not scraping for chances. You scored 19 goals last season. They paid 65 million for you this season. You need to step up and show that you are a top 4 striker. If not, the season last year is gonna look like a fluke. There's a lot of players that I got my eyes on them. Ollie Watkins is one of them. I took him out of my final fantasy.
Man, he missed a crucial one this weekend.
Yeah, I took him out of my fantasy team, man. Dude hasn't scored a single goal in 2 games, man, and he's missing sitters, man. I got angry. I took him out of my team. I slapped Jota in, man. I'm sick of him, man.
Hey, you want to know why I feel like they're not gonna do anything? I still have what's it called?
Man City.
Still have Man City winning the Prem because Bernardo
Man City,
Silva,
Man
man.
City got better. They got a lot better this year. They got Gundogan back. Do you know Rodri hasn't played a single
Dude,
game?
they're gonna win this league by like mark my words. They're gonna win this league by 90 points.
How would you say?
Yeah, they're gonna win this league by like 90 points.
Oh, you think they're gonna touch 90? Yeah, they might. Yeah. Like I said,
Yeah, they're
also
gonna
need a
touch 90,
striker.
dog.
They need a striker that's gonna help them get it over the line in the tight, tough games.
Yeah,
The clutch one.
because
The clutch, dude.
when you look at a player like Bernardo Silva, dog, like I mean, I feel like this guy's gonna be hungry to play this year. Like I don't know, His contract is going to be coming up due pretty soon. So, I mean, this is a chance for him to command even more money with his player profile. I'm like, dude, these next 2 seasons are going to be crucial for
Let me
him.
see how old Bernardo Silva is. I think it's like 29.
29. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
this
29.
is his last big deal. This is
Yeah,
his
so
last big deal.
to him, this is money time for him. He's gonna kill it
Gonna
this
cook.
season.
I think he's gonna cook. I think he always cooks for Man City. He's a good system player. Because for Portugal he's trash. I think he's gonna cook. I think Kovacic is gonna be really good this season. I saw him dance past 100 million players in Enzo and Caicedo. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about Caicedo is on fraud watch, and I'm not saying this because he didn't go to Liverpool, but he's looking baggy and he's got the baggiest touches, man.
Oh my gosh.
And
Look at
I'm high on Caicedo, but like I think. You know what I think it is? I think he just can't play in the midfield with Enzo. I think both of them just need McAllister to hold their hand, because that's the common denominator. They both look good when they're with McAllister. When they're with each other, they just don't look that good. But
could be the case, but I feel like he's a bit overrated though.
who?
That's just me.
Caicedo.
Yeah, I watched him in
Of
Copa
course,
America.
of course, Caicedo. I think he's starting to become underrated. But of course, looking at it now, he was
He's
never as good
overrated.
as never. No, I think he's becoming underrated because the reason why I say I think he's becoming underrated, people are just acting like he's a scrub. He's not a scrub. He's just held to the fact that he was bought for 110 million, the most expensive
So,
British transfer. No English team has spent more money on a player than Chelsea spent for Caicedo.
dude, uh,
You
do people even like the people who are doing this? Do they even know what they're doing? Like,
no, okay. So let me tell you what happened.
he said, "I'm lying."
Yeah, no, you're good now. Let me tell you what happened. So Liverpool bidded 110 million. We bidded 110 million because Caicedo was the final piece to complete our team, and we thought we
Yeah.
bidded that amount of money because that's what Brighton were asking for, and we thought we would, because Liverpool's whole metric is this window, and this is the metric that they've been going on recently, and this is why they're signing Chiesa. Is Liverpool wants to take advantage of high risk, no, of low risk, high reward type of signings. They saw that Chelsea weren't gonna this ain't really that ain't really a prime example. They felt like Chelsea were not gonna agree a fee for Caicedo. So Liverpool came in and go, okay, let's bid this money, let's agree the fee, and let's quickly snatch Caicedo from Chelsea. But the problem was Chelsea have already spoken to Caicedo, put in the groundwork, sweetened him up, buttered him up, sold him on life at Chelsea, that Caicedo still wanted to go to Chelsea no matter what. So what Caicedo does is this: Chelsea pay the agent and tell Caicedo, yo Caicedo, we are gonna still come in. Do not go to Liverpool. Stay where you are. We're gonna still come in. We're gonna still get that deal done. And so Chelsea came back in. Caicedo rejects Liverpool, saying he wants to go to Chelsea. What that does is force Brighton's hand to be forced to sell to Chelsea because he don't want to go anywhere else. But they know they want to get rid of him because that's what they agreed upon. And what ends up happening is Chelsea come back in, bid 111 million, and sign Caicedo like that. And then Caicedo proceeds to have one of the worst debuts of a player that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. This dude gave away a penalty on his debut. He gave away a penalty on his debut and secured West Ham beating Chelsea. Passes misplaced, tackles sloppy. Overall, a terrible debut that he had. And it's easy to play for a team like Brighton because no one's watching Brighton like that. You can make mistakes at Brighton and no one cares. You can't make a mistake at Chelsea. Everybody's seeing you. Everyone's clipping you. Everyone's creating lowlights about you. Everyone's laughing at you.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone's watching you lose and watching you fumble and watching you be trash. But being at the big club is a lot to take in, man. It's a sink or swim type of vibe, and that's why Chelsea paid that amount of money. Enzo, they paid that amount of money because Chelsea saw the release clause and they didn't want to wait until the summer where the price could have been lower because they felt like other teams were going to come in and try and sign him. So they signed him early to try and beat the competition.
Yeah.
But the problem with these young players is if you put young players in a chaotic and a bad environment, they're gonna become what the environment is. It's like with a baby. If you put a baby in a shitty environment, the baby is gonna become shitty. You put them in a good environment, you're gonna see the positive of how good that kid could be. That's the same with
Yeah.
these kids.
Yeah.
There's no veterans. There's no leaders. Leaders, you need to have leaders in the dressing room to show these players where to be. And
And
that's
you can end up having these players get jaded to the point where it's like they're struggling, their confidence is low. Some of them they're already in a big city like that. They're gonna pick up all sorts of bad habits and stuff. And
you
they're
saw
gonna,
what you saw that interview with John Wall where he was telling the Houston Rockets players saying, "Don't get used to this. This is not what the league's like. This is the only place you can do this." And this is the
yeah,
same. This is with Chelsea. This is the only place you can do this. Do not get used to this. This is not normal.
yeah,
This does not run anywhere else.
yeah,
And that's the
yeah,
problem with these young players. These young players like as good as Cole Palmer is. Cole Palmer is a rookie. Last year was his rookie season. Dude had not played a full first season, a full season until last year.
damn.
So how do you expect a rookie to lead you to the promised land as good as he was? You're basically essentially saying Cole Palmer is a generational talent if he does that. What he did was amazing. Almost got Chelsea in the Champions League. Almost did that. For someone
Yeah.
lack of spirit, that's pretty amazing. Second in assist, like third or second. I think it was.
Wasn't he the FIFA? Wasn't he Premier Young Player of the Year?
Yep, he deserved it. He deserved it, and he won a lot of match winners for Chelsea and whatnot. And the other day against thing, he had like 3 or 4 assists. So he did his thing. He did his thing, but that's not enough to win certain games, and that's the problem that Chelsea are gonna have along the way. But as far as let me cycle it back to Arsenal. As far as Arsenal are concerned, the thing about it is it just really boils down to this with Arsenal. Arsenal need a striker to win the league. The defense is fine. The midfield, 1 or 2 injuries, it may be a little bit shaky, but attacking wise, they need a striker. As long as they do not have a striker, they will not win the league.
Hey, I mean, what you're basically telling me then in that case is, because I watched him play the first game, I watched him play the second game. The second game, he wasn't as hot as the first game. This guy Bukayo Saka, man, if he could turn it up a bit, I don't think they even need a striker.
But here's what you're
If
asking
he's
Salah.
if he can take his game to the next level, they don't need no striker,
Here's what
dog.
you're asking him to
Saka,
do. You're asking him to become a a full-fledged goal-scoring winger. And let me ask you this: in football, how many good name a good full-fledged goal-scoring winger, and then when you name them, think about who they are as a player and what level they are as a player. Goal-scoring wingers that
okay,
score.
take out Ronaldo. Take out Ronaldo from there when he played the wing. Obviously, you got to take out Messi too when they were
Okay, you
wingers.
got Salah, you got Neymar. You're basically asking Saka to get to that level.
That's the way people talk about Saka. That he's in that realm.
Man, that's Arsenal propaganda.
No, come on, more than Arsenal propaganda, man. You know, people talk about Bukayo. Even the English media talks about Bukayo Saka like he's up there. And
I'm
that
not gonna
I'm
lie
like,
to you.
dude, what the heck?
The English media are still not over the fact that he missed the penalty.
Well, I'm gonna have to yield to you on that one. You're actually there in England, so you could actually do that.
I'm telling you right now, yeah. The English media wanted Saka to play left back to squeeze in Cole Palmer into the starting left. Like they don't even want him to play his
Hey,
position.
what?
Did you know that? They wanted him to play left back
No.
to squeeze Palmer into the starting 11. I was like, why are you shoehorning him
Dude,
to play
if
left
they
back?
ever asked that, dog, England would have been so destroyed at that position. If I was any coach, I was like, if you guys bring the ball outside of that left side, you're coming off the game.
I'm not gonna
Attack that side.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. What you're asking for Saka is to become a goal scoring winger.
Yeah.
You're basically asking Saka to become the elite of the league. Because here's the thing, yeah. If he does that at the level that you're basically saying he needs to do it at, he will basically be on Salah's level. Because Salah creates the most chances. Salah still scores a shit ton of goals. And all
Yeah.
of that stuff. The reason why Saka don't score enough goals is because it's like this. Yeah, let me put it down like this. Because let's say the goal is here. The goal's here. Saka is here. He's a touchline winger, and when you're a touchline winger, you're too far. You're away from the goal. If he becomes an inverted winger, then he gets closer to the goal, and then what that comes down to is, are you a good scorer? Can you finish?
He can finish. Saka can finish, man.
At an elite level, where you're getting 30 goals a season, most players can't.
I don't know if he's a 30 goal per season player,
even 20,
but he can definitely give me
20, yeah.
20 to 25.
If you include the penalties, he should be able to give you 25. Because he takes penalties for Arsenal. So
if he did, but here's the thing with penalties, dog. You not only have to create them, not just yourself, but your team has to be able to create them. So that's why I'm just saying 20 goals for sure. I said yes.
No, on Arsenal, because of who Arsenal will get a lot of penalties, and you will take them because they're gonna beat majority of teams. The issue as well is, even if he did become Salah, that still won't be enough. And let me tell you why. When Liverpool won the league, Salah was good, but we had Mane. Mane was still banging it. I was thinking about it the other day. Mane is one of the most complete wingers that you will ever see. Klopp signed the perfect winger because Mane defend like Ben Chilwell.
Talk about the guy with a motor.
One of the best motors. Do you know there was a game when Mane locked up their left back and cooked their left back on the same game. So he did defense. Mane would do defensive work. He would come back, tackle the person, and lock them up, and then bag in a couple of goals and get a couple of assists. That dude, that game.
That's a player you don't pull out.
Bro, I felt sorry for Ben Chilwell. I was like, Ben Chilwell, man. How you you're a left back going forward, and you're getting cooked by Mane, and Mane locking you up. You're getting locked up. And Wenger's doing your job better than you. That is sad. That was one of the best winger performances I've seen because you gave me the complete package. You gave me offensive game. You gave me defensive game. Most wingers can only go one way, and you gave me both.
Yeah, on that tape though,
that means the best way for that to happen is Saka can still score 16 to 17. That means you either do two things. You either buy a striker or you buy a winger that can score just as much as Saka. Because now they can't double team you, Saka. Because that's what Saka's happening. They're double teaming Saka because they're not threatened about the other side. You couldn't double team Salah because you're giving Mane's gonna be through. Firmino's gonna be through. You can't double team Haaland because there's other players that can score. That's why there's finals where they focus on locking up Haaland, but they still lose to City because Rodri can get a winner, De Bruyne can get a winner, Foden can do that. Man City Foden, I gotta stress, Man City Foden, not that guy that plays for England. Those players can get winners. If they can get Martinelli, is looking like a scrub. So if they can get a Leao, they won't get a Leao, but I'm saying a Leao level. They're the ones that should be signing the Chiesa. Not us.
Arsenal?
Yes, not Liverpool. They need a winger more than we do.
What's your thoughts on since we're on the topic of Arsenal getting a striker? What's your thoughts on this guy Marcus Thuram? So far, he's all right. He's
Marcus Thuram of Inter.
French Marcus Thuram, the French guy.
There's two. There's Kefram and Marcus. Kefram is the midfielder. Marcus is the striker. The striker you want.
The striker.
Yeah,
the striker.
Right.
So if Arsenal were to go after a player like him, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think he gets enough goals. I think Arsenal need a guy that can either match Saka's output a little bit more.
Not even if he was like a decoy type of player, No,
they don't need a decoy. They got Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a decoy. Gabriel Jesus are decoys. If Kai Havertz is gonna give me 10, then I'm gonna need another winger that can give me like 17, 18. Imagine. Let me ask you this here. This is off topic. How many players, in your opinion, you need to get 20 plus points to win on a championship winning team.
Wait. 20 plus points like in the Prem?
I'm talking about on a championship winning basketball team. How many scorers do you need?
Good question. In today's NBA, you need at least 3. All 5 players need to be able to score.
Okay, so the best 2. How many do the best?
All 5 players need to be able to score 20 at any
do
given
the
time.
best 2? How many do the best 2 need to score?
The best team in terms of top players, like our balls coming to, you only need 2.
I mean,
you really only need 2.
The best 2. The best 2. How many do the best 2 need to average?
Oh, the best 2 need to average. Since if you're a team where all 5 can get a bucket, then you only need players. The best 2 players should be somewhere hovering around 20. Not that they have to hit that 25 metric, but they have to hover around 25 points per game.
Okay, that's the same thing with football. You need to make up goal scorer numbers, because what you need to do is you need to make the opposition defense not need to key on one player.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing that I said that in basketball, and I see the same thing in soccer. Well, you'd say even with all sports I'm seeing today, if you're part of the starting 11, starting 5, it doesn't matter. All of them have to have the ability to score at every given time. If you're called upon,
because Rodri,
everybody has to be able to have the ability to score.
You know, Rodri, a defensive midfielder, got 8 goals. That's really good.
That's superb. What are you talking about?
For defensive midfield, that's really good.
Yeah, there's DMs that have only scored.
A bench player that can get you 12 or 15.
Dude, I even think that at that CDM role, if I have a CDM that
don't just get regular goal, you be getting match winners, scoring
the
final.
If I had a CDM that's giving me like 8 goals in a season, that's actually more than in basketball terms. That means you have a role player that's coming close to 20 points per game.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Like that's
Williams.
Yeah, that's like you have a 6-man type of player coming off. Hey, he's giving you 20 points per game off the bench. 6-man.
Yeah, but
that's crazy.
That's my thing. City got so many people that can win a game for you, and the problem with Arsenal is Arsenal basically are, and this is the nicer way of me putting this. I'm not trying to disrespect Arsenal. Arsenal can only win games by the look of it if they have control over the game. If the game is controlled and they can pass it around, they can move it around where it's easy, that's the way they can win. When the game's tight, yes, they have one like that. But it's very hard for them to do that because they don't have that guy. That guy that goes, give me the ball, I'm going to score. Feed me the ball, I'm going to score.
Hey, but that's the problem. Like, that's one thing with teams I don't like, where they feel like every time we got to buy a player. No, that's time for people like Bukayo Saka. They need to step up. I don't care. He's got to step up and raise his game.
He got to step up and raise his game. But the second option got to cook as well. The second option ain't scoring enough.
Dude, you see the guy in my background right here? The guy in the photo in my background? Michael Jordan. He's not waiting for a second option, dog. It's either you get on board or you don't.
Without a viable second option, what did he win?
But he didn't wait for Scottie Pippen, dog.
I'm not saying
he didn't wait for
Saka ain't waiting. Saka just needs help. He needs help.
Well, then the others got to step up too.
I'm saying no, but here's the thing.
But how they're gonna step up if Saka's not even stepping up? That's my point.
My problem is with Arsenal. My problem with Arsenal is this. I don't think it's a Saka issue. I think it's an Arsenal issue. You know you need an attacker that can score you goals, but you buy a defender. Why are you buying a defender? You got the best defense in the league. You're buying another defender. For what? What do you need a defender for? To do what? You're trying to play a game with like 6 defenders on the pitch. What kind of terrorist football is this?
He's a terrorist football,
like,
dog.
What? You know you need a winger. You know Martinelli ain't good enough. You know that one season that he had was an anomaly. He go back to himself. Dude was on what's that thing in the 2K where you get the what's the thing on 2K?
When you get cold.
No, the gauge that when it goes full.
What's the gauge?
Do you know when you press the gauge and you got on 2K? Was it game? It was a game breaker.
Oh, takeover.
Yeah, takeover. They were waiting for someone to get taken. Like sometimes it ain't just gonna happen. Sometimes it's not gonna happen.
And then the other Arsenal players aren't that great. It goes back to how we
Take one,
originally started this.
bro.
They're not winning the league, man.
Bro,
If you don't got a player that was wanting to take over,
I'm
they're
telling
not
you,
winning the
yeah.
league.
If you spend 200 plus days on top of the league, and the team that won the league was only on there for 13 days, what does that say about you? You will literally imagine, yeah, I'm winning the race 90% of the time, and I still lose. Like
You don't want to be
98%
great.
of the time, I still lose.
You don't want to be great. You don't want to end it. You don't know because
That's do you know that you're not doing that. That's equivalent to choking a 3-0 lead in football.
yeah.
So you were leading the league majority of the time, but when it came time to actually getting it over the line, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's why you need him guys. That's why you need them guys that even if they don't score you that many goals, they score you big goals.
So then in this season, who are the guys that are him? Who are the him guys in football? I think this year you could chop it up and you can make it a little quick. What's it called? One of those reels on YouTube. Who are the him guys in football?
Him guys in football. Okay. Based on what we've got now, Salah, one. De Bruyne. Haaland's a different type of him. Haaland's one of those guys where he's going to give you volume, but I don't think he's going to get you that many big goals. But the volume is still valuable because what the volume does, it gives you security for easy games. So Haaland was stat pad against the easy games. So I won't include him. Rodri. I think Jota could be him. If Diaz can keep this up, Diaz will definitely be him because I'm not gonna lie, that's the best game I've ever seen Diaz play.
Really?
That's one of the best games. Like he completed 100% of his passes. He got a goal and assist. His dribbling was good. He passed when he needed to pass. The problem with Diaz and the passes is he shoots when he's meant to pass. He passes when he's meant to shoot. He dribbles when he's meant to shoot. His decision making at times has been atrocious, but his dribbling is so damn good. Diaz is one of those frustrating players because you can see that he's a good player, that he's got it, but he just has a bozo gene in him. That pisses me off. But other than that, good player, very explosive, all of that stuff. He could be a him guy. And then obviously for defenders, you got Van Dijk. Alisson's definitely him. Because this is the biggest thing about being a goalkeeper for the big clubs. You have nothing to do for majority of the game, so your concentration levels have to be on point. Because even let's say you have nothing to do and for 70 plus minutes, and then they break away and they're through, you gotta make sure you're sharp. You gotta make sure you're ready to save that shot because you done nothing all day. On the little teams, you're having action all the time. Now you're in a position where you're getting 1 or 2, maybe 4 or 5 chances spread out. Maybe one in the first minute, one in like the like another one like the 70th minute, another one in like the 80th minute, one is like 90th minute, and you gotta be alert with all of those. And it's easy to lose concentration. So Alisson can be him because he there's goalkeepers that save you games. Goalkeepers can win you games. You need a good goalkeeper to win you a title. You can't have no scrubbing goals. Scrubbing goals can lose you games. I've seen Karius lose me a Champions League final when he threw the ball to Benzema's foot and Benzema rolled it into the empty net. Or when he tried to catch the ball and it seemed like he had butter on his fingers, man, and the way that shit slipped out was it Benzema that scored the second one? Oh no, it was Bale. For Bale to score that goal. I've seen terrible goalkeepers can lose you games.
He said butters on him.
That dude was so trash. And yeah, man. For Arsenal, Saka. Saka could be him. Saka has been very good this season so far. I just think he's gonna get to a point where he's gonna need help, and they don't have help. Kai Havertz is alright. Martinelli, meh. And by the looks of things, Trossard can only play well off the bench.
Hey, but this is
not even an option for a starting line because he's an impact sub.
But this is gonna be a tough three game stretch for Arsenal. Where this is where I would really judge Bukayo Saka on how good he is. But if I were to say the guys that are him in the Prem, definitely I got to put my guy Cole Palmer up there. Shouts out to Chelsea FC.
Yeah, he's good.
Cole Palmer, Mohamed Salah. He's a him guy. Kevin De Bruyne.
Wait, I gotta say this real quick about Saka. If Saka has a bad game, don't be surprised if he starts limping. He does that a lot. He pretends that he's injured when he plays bad. He does that every game. He does that.
Excuse my language.
He does that every game.
I hate players that do that. No.
Saka, when he's played trash, he starts limping.
Oh no.
He does that every game.
No, I hate players that do that, man.
Like, bro.
He cares too much of what people have to say. Then players that do that, I know that mentality.
It became a meme, man. It was like, yo, Saka. This people say Saka averaged 3 limps today.
He said, yeah,
Rodri was fine.
But
he said the reason why we win the league is because we have mentality. You looking at the Arsenal, Rodri. He said we won the league without mentality, man. We don't go to games to try and settle for draw. He was talking about Arsenal because Arsenal went to the City game and they were celebrating that they drew the game, and Rodri cooled them out.
Dude, even Mourinho even kind of harping at that Arsenal doesn't have the mentality to win. Pep even low key took shots at him. I was like, dude, this team is cooked.
No, but Pep is a dickhead, man. And let me tell you why. Pep will beat you 5-0 and say how great the team was and how there was these toughest game. Pep will take the place about, yo, this is one of the greatest managers.
He likes to play mind games with people.
He won 6-0. One time, yeah, Pep said because people are doubting Man City because Man City go off to a soil start and then they ended back top of the league, and Pep's like, but I thought you guys said we were out of the title race, man. You guys said we couldn't win the league. Because the thing about Pep, Pep is obsessed with winning. Not only is he obsessed with winning, he wants to make sure he can make this Premier League as much of a farmers league as possible, so that he can be undisputably the best manager in Premier League history. That's what he's trying to do.
He's on his way of doing so.
He's on his way, but I'm not gonna lie. Those 115 charges may give him an asterisk because they're basically saying they cheated to get them players that they got. Which I'm not gonna lie, I think they did, but that has nothing to do with Pep, because Pep ain't the one sorting out the books. That's the sporting director's job and all that stuff. That has nothing to do with Pep, and some of the charges were before Pep.
Yeah, that ain't.
Some of the charges were before Pep. That ain't Pep's doing. But
hey, but like, all right. So some of the low key players to watch for in the Prem, obviously, we got. Yeah, well, of course him. But this other guy, James Madison.
He's good. What's that Morgan guy? The one I was telling you about from Aston Villa. That dude has a very good motor. The way he was cooking Arsenal's midfield. He's 22, big, strong, good, very, very good, very good player. I rate him very highly.
What's his name?
Let me see. Morgan. Let me see if I can find him.
Because at the midfield position, I was going to say this guy, the Brazilian Bruno Guimaraes, Newcastle.
Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers. He was cooking. Straight baller, man. Powerful run. One of those powerful runners in midfield type of players. You rarely see players that have that level of burst of pace. And he was brushing off. He was bodying Partey. He turned Declan Rice inside out like 4 times in the space of 3 seconds. Very, very good young midfielder. If he can keep that up, that's another guy that I'll put to watch. Who else is there? I need to think. Emmanuel Smith Rowe for Fulham. He's another one to watch. He was really good at Arsenal. Then he had injury issues. If he can overcome those injury issues, I expect him to cook. Madueke, I think Madueke for Chelsea could cook. I don't know if it's a Wolves tax, but he could cook.
That's a Wolves tax. I know that's a Wolves tax, but if you were gonna do it, you could have done it before, man. I'm not buying it.
Ruby Rose tax.
What about this guy for Newcastle, Bruno Guimaraes, the Brazilian?
He's alright. If he cooks, he wouldn't surprise me because kind of always been doing that. I would say Isaac.
He's one of the leaders in tackles. I like midfielders that can win the that are up there in tackles.
He's not that
We
good.
need the bolster of the defense. I'm big on defense, so it's like if I get a midfielder that can do that and switch out
Uh,
passes, I'll take it.
who else is there? Okay, okay. Let me tell you the flops. I'm gonna tell you the flops. I think, I think, I think,
This is too easy.
I think what's his name's gonna have a horrible season. I think Reece James is gonna have a horrible season. I think he's gonna be injured again. I think Reece
Too
James is
easy,
gonna be
man.
injured again. I think Jarrell Felix was gonna flop.
Oh man, you're just coming for Chelsea players left and right, dog.
No, I think Jarrell Felix is gonna flop because he's done. That's the story of his career.
What about the guy from Alexander Isak?
Nah, I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be good. The only thing that stops Isak is injuries. Isak is actually a baller. I
Okay.
think Martinelli's gonna flop. I think Andy Robertson for Liverpool's gonna flop because Andy Robertson's washed. I think he don't have the same motor that he used to have. He Klopp ran his legs into the ground. He can't do that shit that he used to do like back in 2018 no more. He's cooked.
Hey, another flop though. Your guy Diego Jota.
Really?
Potential man.
I don't know about that, man.
Liverpool. If Darwin Nunes comes in, if Darwin Nunes keeps coming, like it's
Okay.
gonna be a
Let me
flop.
let me let me say this. If Jota does what he does and gets injured, and Nunes gets the opportunity to play in the nine, and he's cooking in that nine position, Jota ain't getting that jersey back.
That's my point.
That
Whereas like
if that
if
happens, then
uh, if if Darwin Nunes comes back, Diego Jota is not seeing the field because Darwin Nunes can play a full 90.
you can't play full night. And Darwin Nunes, uh, athleticism wise fits Liverpool well. Liverpool are a very fast paced team. I saw a couple of through balls that got threaded through to Jota, and I'm just like, yo, if you were faster, you could have got to that. If you were faster, I would have got to that. If you were
Yeah.
quicker, like if you were more of a chance magnet, oh man, you would score like 35 plus goals because you're such an amazing
Yep.
finisher and goal scorer. I was saying that,
Yep.
but Jota so far this season he's been pretty solid, been pretty decent. It's just whether he can stay fit or not. Oh yeah, another dark horse. If we sign Chiesa, that's a dark horse. I'm having Stokes and Chiesa right now, man. I'm having Stokes.
Nah, man. After my betting, he hurt me. He hurt me at the Euros when I put money on him. I was like, I forget this
No
guy.
wonder you support Darwin Nunes. He didn't hurt you in betting.
Nah, heck no. Heck no, man. Darwin Nunes is a surefire, dog.
No, I switched.
Heck no.
I switched up my team. I was like, nah, man, I'll go bet. I was like, before I go bet, let me look at the score. And I see 1-0. I was like, what? I see Nunes
Darwin Nunes scored.
I was like, what? And I look at the goal. I was like, yo, that was a fire goal. And people try to say Nunes scored from 0% XG. I don't believe in XG when it comes to players scoring chances because the problem with XG, and this is why it's a stupid metric, and this is why these dumb people have never played sports, man. If you're looking at it from an average person's perspective, then XG would matter. But if I'm really good at volleys and I've mastered that skill of volley, that is not a low percentage shot for me. That is not a low percentage shot. It's like if you've worked on corner frees. Corner frees is not a low percentage shot for you. That's a high percentage shot. That's
Dude, that should be the highest percentage. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when Nunes scored that shot, I'm like, oh, Nunes scored over. Nunes is good at volleys generally, so that's not a low percentage shot for him. That is not a low percentage shot for him. Let me get to this last topic real quick. Liverpool versus Man United. What do you think's happening? And this is a good time for the game because you'll probably be awake by then. It's like a 4:30 kickoff.
Liverpool versus Man United.
Wake up is around 3 p.m. UK time because we're 8 hours ahead
Yeah.
of you. So you probably be able to watch that game
Yeah.
and do anything on a Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. To me, I think it's gonna be a battering. Liverpool batters them. The defense I've seen from Liverpool this season, I'm like, bro, they're easily like not just the best defense in the Prem, one of the best defensive teams in Europe. Man U doesn't. I don't even see Man U scoring this game, dog. But then Liverpool, I don't know if Darwin Nunes gets on, but I see a 3-0 Liverpool.
I think you will play. I think you will score.
My book it. My prediction 3-0 Liverpool.
I think he'll score. I think it'll be 2-0 Liverpool. I think it's going to be a cagey game, but ultimately the person that's going to be at fault is Andre Onana. Actually, wait, no. I don't even think it's going to be Onana's fault. I think it's going to be the defensive organization because I showed you that.
Casemiro?
No, he's washed. No, but I'm.
Casemiro?
I think the defensive structure that's shown. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a very tough game. I think it's gonna be 1-0 for the longest time. I think Salah's gonna score early, and it's gonna be 1-0 for the longest time. But Liverpool are gonna be kind of having a shaky period where they feel like Man United could come back. Nunes is gonna come on, and he's gonna score to seal the game. I'm gonna win it like that. I think it's gonna be a 2-0 win. I think it's gonna be Salah scoring. I think Nunes is gonna be scoring because Salah has scored more goals against Man United than any other player in the history of playing against Man United.
You know, you're so nice. You're so nice with your team.
No,
you're too nice.
Because the thing about it is, I've watched Man United be shit all year last year, and when it comes to Liverpool, they get like a Zenkai boost, like it's Dragon Ball Z, and turn up like they do the Undertaker, like sit up when it comes to Liverpool. I'm not doing that.
Not this year. Liverpool's serious this year, man. I was like, man, Liverpool, like, good thing they're in the Champions League this year because, wow, it'll be a shame not to have them. They're gonna batter them 3-0.
I think it's gonna be 2-0, but who knows? Who your score is gonna be?
Mo Salah for sure. Salah scoring. You know, if he plays, I don't know if he gets on and due to his fitness. Like he played like 17 minutes.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? People say you look bad. I don't think you look bad. I thought you looked pretty sharp. I thought he did some good touches, good link-up play. I think the offside part that he had was a bit lazy, and I think it was lazy because he didn't put an effort to get back onside. He just kind of was jogging back. But his touches and link-up play and keeping the ball and recycling it was pretty solid. I didn't have no issue with that because when it comes to him, I pay attention a lot because a lot of people he's one of the players I pay attention a lot to. Because people like to tell me that he's garbage, and when I pay attention to him, these people have propaganda, and they just have so much hate for the guy. But when I pay attention to the game, I'm just like, yo, the guy didn't do that in the bad. I remember someone tried to say he missed a big chance. I was like, bro, that ball that got passed to him was on his neck. He was not John. Do you know that pass that Nunes got that was like up here? Someone tried to say Nunes missing another big chance. How is he gonna miss a big chance? The ball jumped like that ball. That was a shit pass.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, you know, even though I give him crap and I say he may be one of the blunders, people may laugh at me. I think Diego Jota gets the score because they're going to be so focused on Luis Diaz. I think it opens up Jota scores. And you know me, I think Luis Diaz is overrated. You already know how I feel about him. So
Luis Diaz versus
I got Mo Salah. I have Mo Salah and Diego Jota scoring.
Decent. Wait, you said 3-0. Who's the first scorer?
The third. Oh man, Gakpo doesn't take enough shots for me. She doesn't.
I think Nunes will come on and score.
Nunes?
Yeah,
why not?
I think he's gonna come on.
Yeah, why not? If he comes in,
players to play against when you're tired.
Yeah. Like a I see it like an 87th minute goal to make it 3. Add insult to injury.
I think it's gonna be like a 90-minute, man, and I'm gonna see Alisson run the length of the pitch and Liverpool freaking celebrate like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if he does the freaking take off your shirt because it's Man United. And be
Dude, are the Man United fans? How do they feel? How do they fall from grace like this, man? I remember Man United when they used to give me so much heck
because their ownership sucks. Silas Ferguson was basically the glue.
Yeah.
And obviously, terrible managerial appointments. Good players were all old and washed when Silas Ferguson left, so they needed to rebuild a whole team. The reason why Liverpool looked better was because Klopp rebuilt a team and then left.
Yeah.
And
he kind of handed them back the keys of a good situation.
Yeah. It's like the Lakers getting rid of all their players and then giving it to a coach and go, okay, win me a championship. Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah. Later.
Well, I got to ask you something. Oh, yeah. But that's pretty much it. I feel like that's it. I'll ask you something of as LeBron's comments on how he feels about playing basketball. He said something along the lines of, "Me playing basketball in this year feels like having a car since 2003, and you haven't changed the tires once."
He's a liar, dog.
That's how he described himself to be.
He's a liar. You spent over $2 million on You spent over $2 million on your body each year to tell me you had to change the tire. I'm like, this guy's so full of himself, man. You know what he's doing?
When I heard him say that, I was like, so you basically called yourself washed. No, because
you know
that is the same car since 2003 and I'm using the same tires. Nah, man. People don't understand. 2003 was a long time.
Yeah, but what he's trying to do, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to
his wife, man.
He's trying to drop the seeds. He's trying to drop the seeds out there in the media for when the Lakers fall short again this season. Yeah, he already called it. Well, I'm done. Well, I was like, bro, I'm over LeBron.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't good, man. I told you I was a scrub.
Yeah.
No, but anyways, man, guys, thank you for watching the stream. I'll probably set out the timestamps tomorrow and clip up some stuff later tomorrow. I don't know, it depends. I got a very busy schedule. Got a lot of preseason doing. I had preseason training today. Very good. Feeling sharp and whatnot. And obviously got a game